So right now, it looks
I,
like there's two loans that are
I was trying to basically have something to say. I was trying to initiate a conversation right away. First of all right, Mr. Shinn. I'm not only addressing you as a recovery representative of Sallie Mae, but also to those who ultimately give you the orders that you follow. And I take it that this is a conversation about ultimately presenting me to the public as an individual should justly be punished. Well, it only seems appropriate to present this on some kind of world stage, as if the public right now is actually watching. So at this point, I just want you to know that whatever you say is the equivalent to the whole world watching it. And I'm letting you know that up front as a gentleman. So right now, I'm going to offer you one of two choices. Either you can state that you have no further comment to make, in which you do have that right. It's called the right to remain silent, unlike those that you unwittingly serve, who wish to deprive you of it. But if you decide to choose that option, and again, I'm letting you know that up front as a gentleman, you would have given me the leverage to represent you along with your institution that you directly work for in any form that I may so choose. Or if you do wish to comment, I will be more than willing to help you to develop a better understanding about any preconceived notion that you might have had. Do you wish to continue?
at this point. I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest with you, sir. We are trying to collect the debt, and that's what our job is, and that's what we will try to do. If we don't collect the debt from you, we will pursue other measures on getting the money back. Okay? That's about all I can really state at this point. If you want to work with us, we'll try to work with you. If you do not, this is from the Temple University loan that you took out when you went to Temple University. If you want to discuss the loan with us, I'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and, I'm not really sure what you were actually just disclosing to us, to be quite honest with you. But if you want to work with us and see what we can do, if not, the loan will either potentially be sold to an outside collection agency or an attorney for potential judgment placed against you, which will, in turn, they'll pursue it.
All right, then. I
Do you want to
guess
pursue?
uh,
Do you still want to talk or not?
it looks like at this point you really have no further comment to make.
Not really. I'm going to state the facts, and the facts are that you owe us nearly $16,000, and we are willing to forgive nearly $5,000 from it, $11,200. If you can pay that, we'll forgive the remaining balance. If you can't do that, we could actually put you on some type of payment plan.
Well, it looks like really at this point you stated what you really intended to state, and it's obvious that you were extremely reluctant to really have any further thing to add or any further comment to state other than what you intended to state all along. And I guess at this point that since you're finished that you really no longer wish to continue.
Like I stated before, Mr. Ryan, I'm here to try and help you out, but you need to have a conversation with us.
All right, it seems.
About why you're not paying your bill.
Well, it seems like right now
If it's a legitimate reason, that's fine. We'll move on. We won't pursue it any further. But I'm not really sure where. What do you do? What do you work? You currently working at all?
Well, I'm going to be just honestly forthcoming at this point, and basically the status of my loan is it's in default, and basically this is what I get. I get the impression that your organization, or look at it like this. I don't know where you stand as of right now, but it seems to be the position of your institution that as an individual should justly be punished, as stated earlier. And well, maybe you seem like you want to know where I'm really coming from at this point. So I'm going to try to continue this conversation from my end, and maybe, and this is what I'm going to state honestly next. I'm going to ask some questions and provide some sources to refer to along with them, if you're willing to listen to them.
Well, first off, the line of questioning should come from me because you owe us $16,000. So I'm not really sure what your line of questioning should be or what you're trying to ensue here. I have no idea. The bottom line is our communication to you should be as you owe us X amount of dollars, you're not paying us, this is what's going to happen if you don't pay us. If you can pay, great, we'll try to work out a plan for you. If you can't pay, just tell me and we will move on. That's the bottom line. So, the bottom line is this, you haven't paid. We already wrote your account off as a bad debt. It's on your credit file right now as a bad debt. I mean, our job is to try and recover balances before we potentially sell them to an outside collection agency or an attorney. If you want to work with us, you tell me yes or no, and if you don't, so be it. We'll move on to someone else that wants our help, that says, we can help them. But, I'm not sure what your line of questioning would even, if anyone should be asking a line of questions, it should be me asking you the questions because you owe us 13. And you also, I'm looking at your credit file, you also are paying other creditors at this time. One being Bank of America, I'm looking at your credit report right now. You're paying them, and you're not paying us, so you're giving them special treatment right now.
Okay, so you're coming from
the... Go ahead and move on then, okay? I'll have one of the, we'll investigate the loan, and then we'll either proceed with it, or we'll maintain it here, and I'll have your account manager handle the call, okay?
All right then. So honestly,
yep,
all right.
Problem. Good luck to you. Okay.
All right. I guess that's it. You don't wish to continue at this point, so.
Not at this time because you're not giving me any answers. So I wish you the luck.
And you're not really interested in what I have to honestly ask you. Okay.
No, not at this point. No, because I should be asking you the questions, not you asking me questions. I mean.
All right.
To try and help you out, which I stated several times to you, but. Now we're going down a different path. So I'll go ahead and end the call at this point, and I'll have him call you back, okay? Good luck to you, Mr. Ryan. Thank you.
All right, then. All right, then. It is clear that he hung up. And before I move on about what just happened, I hope everyone checks out at least the last 6 minutes of one of my videos on YouTube titled, Are We Ready for the Upcoming Economic Storm, to get a better understanding of what I am about to finally say. And this is what I have to say to them as if I were standing just outside in front of Sallie Mae's main entrance and publicly protesting against them. It is now clear that your philosophy is consistent with the belief systems of the masters you serve, such as the House of Rothschild, in which the general public, including me, are inferior life forms according to elitists like Henry Kissinger, who stated that American troops are nothing more than dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns for foreign policy. Though you might treat the people and ultimately yourself as inferior through your blind worship of your master's authority, the people will treat you as if you are wise, even if you're not, for there is no lack of consequence for a lack of wisdom. If you continue to try to make an example out of me by prosecuting me through the use of authority, it will not make the world better, but instead you will only find more and more resistance from those who oppose the will of your masters. And ultimately, the type of authority like the Department of Homeland Security that you expect to do your dirty work will eventually realize that the very masters you serve have been lying to them. And as a result, you will find out that any power that you thought you had over myself and others was an illusion. And I wish to speak out now, not only to empower my fellow activists and people who are becoming more aware of this mass manipulation to enslave us, but also to try to at least prepare you for that question to answer. What were you doing as the economy was falling and the police state was rising? For me, I will have no problem in answering this, but for those who answer with such an infamy, we would just follow in orders, then speaking just directly from the pages of history. Your fate might be no different than those who have collaborated your fate might be no different than those who have collaborated with the Nazis in committing crimes against humanity, or to be more extreme, what the mob did to the accused enemies of the people during the French Revolution. Now I wish to finish with a motto intended for those who fantasize about ruling the world without recourse. We will not be silent. We will not obey. We will not allow your lust for power to destroy our love for freedom. We are the conscious movement revolution.